Hello, my name is Kainson Munoye, and thank you once again for joining me as we continue our discussion on project stakeholder management. Today we are going to examine the last process in this knowledge area, and that is control stakeholder engagement. Previously on this knowledge area we looked at manage stakeholder engagement, whereby you spend some time communicating with the stakeholders, trying to make sure you move them to the desired engagement level, help them to be more supportive to your project, and reduce the negative impact they might have on your project. Today we are going to look at control stakeholder engagement, and this is a monitoring and controlling process. In control stakeholder engagement, we monitor the overall project stakeholder relationship and adjusting strategies and plans for engaging stakeholders. Okay, so the benefit is that it will maintain or increase the efficiency of effectiveness of the stakeholder engagement activities as the project evolves and its environment changes. Okay, so stakeholder engagement activities are included in the stakeholder management plan and are executed during the life cycle of the project. Remember that stakeholder engagement should be continuous and also be controlled. Alright, so let's now spend some time looking at the ITTOs of the control stakeholder engagement process. Alright, just a second. Okay, so for input we have the project management plan. We also have the issue log, work performance data, and project document. Remember that from the control manage stakeholder engagement, the previous process we discussed, we have an output to be issue log. So issue log from the manage stakeholder engagement becomes an input to control stakeholder engagement, and of course we need work performance data, we need project documents. Now the tools and techniques are three of them: information management system, expert judgment, and meetings. We'll actually spend some time on the first one, information management system. For the outputs of the control stakeholder engagement, we have work performance information, we have change requests, we have project documents updates, we have project management plan updates, organizational process assets updates. Let's now take a closer look at these items. The first one is the input, the project management plan. This is necessary to control. Okay, so we're saying the project management plan is necessary because that was what was used to develop the stakeholder management plan. The information here in the project management plan that might be necessary to control stakeholder engagement might include the life cycle selected for the project and the processes that will be applied to each phase. Remember, the control stakeholder engagement is a continuous process. We also have in project management plan how work will be executed or accomplished, to accomplish project objectives, how human resource requirements will be met, how roles and responsibilities, reporting relationship and staffing management will be addressed and structured for the project, a change management plan that documents how change will be monitored, and needs and techniques for communication among stakeholders. So this information is contained in the project management plan that serves as an input to the control stakeholder engagement process. Another input is the issue log. The issue log is the output of managed stakeholder engagement, and it contains a list of issues, resolved issues, actions that we are taking, etc. So this issue log is updated with new issues, and here it serves as an input to control stakeholder engagement. We've discussed issue log in a previous process when we discussed managed stakeholder engagement, and now we need work performance data also as an input. Remember, we need work performance data as input, and we have work performance information as output. Later on, I'm going to explain to you the difference between work performance data and work performance information. Now, the work performance data are the primary observations. Take note. The primary observations are measurements identified during activities being performed to carry out the project work. Various measurements on the project activities might be used during the controlling process. So these primary observations, you can actually use them. So it serves as an input to control stakeholder engagement. Some of the examples of work performance data include reported percentage of work completed, technical performance measures, start and finish dates of scheduled activities. We also have number of change requests, number of defects, actual costs, cost and actual duration. So this is real-time measurements, real data, raw data if you will, captured during the course of the project work. And of course we need as an input to control stakeholder engagement, project document. Project document has always been available from the beginning of the project through the planning and through the monitoring and controlling process. They include the project schedule, the stakeholder register, the risk register, the issue log, the change log, the project communications, the project procurement, and what have you. Plenty of documents are used. So these documents might be necessary to control stakeholder engagement. Let's now look at some of the tools and techniques that can be used to control stakeholder engagement. We have one, the information management system. Now, what is an information management system? Information management system provides a standard tool for the project manager to capture, store, and distribute information to stakeholders about the project cost, schedule, progress, and performance. Information management system allows the project manager to consolidate reports from several systems and facilitate reports distribution to the project stakeholders. So it's actually a system. It's a system that is used to keep information, to distribute it, to store information. And let's say some examples of distribution formats may include table reporting, spreadsheets, analysis, and presentations. Okay, so graphical capabilities can be used to create visual representations of project performance information. So information management system is simply a system, possibly a computer-based system you use to handle information and use it to also present information in the right format for people or for your stakeholders to be able to use. We also need expert judgment as one of the tools and techniques for control stakeholder engagement, because you're able to identify and also list new stakeholders, reassess the current stakeholder engagement. Okay, so expert judgment allow you to use the knowledge from experts, people that are good in the field, or people that have worked on similar projects. They might include senior management, other stakeholders, and other units of individual in the organization. It might be external parties like professional bodies or regulatory bodies. So just go get these experts, spend time with them, and then you can have some insights into how to control the stakeholders. And of course we have meetings. For instance, status review meetings might be used to look at ways to control stakeholder engagement. Let's now look at the outputs. We say that the inputs to control stakeholder engagement, input is work performance data. Now, one of the important outputs is work performance information. Now, what is the difference? We'll look at it in a minute. But take note that work performance information comes from work performance data, right? So you grab this work performance data, alright, you analyze them in the context, and then you're able to provide relevant, useful information that can be used in decision making. Example of work performance information includes status of deliverables, implementation status of change requests, forecasted estimates to complete. Always remember, forecasted estimates is part of work performance information. Another output that we might need is change requests, but before we look at change requests, I've pointed out 3 differences between work performance data and work performance information. Close. Work performance data have been transformed, will be transformed into work performance information. That is one thing. Work performance data undergoes the transformation analysis and becomes work performance information. Secondly, work performance data itself cannot be used in decision making because its meaning might be interpreted differently as it applies to different contexts. But work performance information is correlated and contextualized, is analyzed based on the particular context and provide a sound foundation for project decisions. I hope this has been a little clear. Maybe you spend time to go through again the difference. Another output from Control Stakeholder Engagement is change requests. Analysis of project performance and interactions with stakeholders often generate change requests. And change requests are processed through Perform Integrated Change Control. Its steps are: recommended corrective actions include changes that bring the expected future performance of the project in line with the project management plan. Here we are talking of corrective action brings expected future performance of the project in line with the project management plan. Preventive action used to reduce the probability of incurring future negative project performance. So these 2 items fall under our change requests. Then another output for Control Stakeholder Engagement is the project management plan update. So in course of controlling stakeholder engagement, you might have to make an update to change management plan, communication management plan, or other management plans, and all these are cumulatively form the project management plan. Of course, we might have to also update the project's document, for instance, the issue log, the change log, the other documents, for instance, the risk register, and other documents that might have to be updated, but especially the stakeholder register and the issue log might have to be updated. And finally, the last output for the Control Stakeholder Engagement is organizational process assets. Some of them that might be updated is stakeholder notifications. That is, information may be provided to stakeholders about resolved issues, approved changes, and general project status. Other organizational process assets that may be updated include project reports, project presentations, project records, and feedback from stakeholders, as well as lessons learned documentation. So these are a few items that will have to be updated. I hope you've learned from this. We are rounding off now on the Control Stakeholder Engagement, and as usual, I'm going to take you back to the ITTO's page so that you spend some time trying to get used to these input tools and techniques and this, and also the output. So thank you very much for joining me, and maybe, although this is the last process and the knowledge area, and also the last knowledge area we are going to discuss, but join me in the next series of presentations as we are going to spend time reviewing the project management knowledge areas.